Hola, amigos. Welcome to La Casa. I figured since every other city and street in California is named in Spanish, as is the mountain range where I live, and the name of the mountain I live on. Even the exact location of mi casa is a Spanish name. In order to start to show off in proper Spanish, my worker Manny was going to do it, but he didn't show up. I call him Manny, but it says manual labor on his green card. So I called another Mexican fella I know who stands in front of Home Depot all day. His name is Juan. Want a job. He wasn't home. So we have my high school Spanish for today's intro and the start of my third annual April Fool's Day show. The first one was a full-on April Fool's joke about my Babe Ruth baseball glove. Last year's April Fool's show was about Don Leppert, and that had a couple of gags in it. Today's episode has no gags or jokes, just a bit of whimsy. Unless you consider the man of the moment being on a Topps baseball card, wearing a major league uniform, and was a member of an MLB team but never put in a game was the joke. Add to that, his family comes from Old Mexico, but he was born in New Mexico and is what they call nowadays a Mexican American and a minority. I'm an American Mexican who likes strawberries and lives in an area full of fruit pickers where I'm the minority. I know there's a joke in there somewhere. I just couldn't find it. So back in the day, there were 16 major league teams with 25 players per team. Odds are not everybody's getting their own baseball card. Some guys playing the majors off and on for years and never appear on a card from a major card company. If they're lucky, maybe they get a real nice food and beverage card when they played in the minor leagues wearing, let's say, a Buffalo Bison's uniform. That's pretty cool, but not the same. 1, those cards are usually not in color. 2, it's not a card from a major card company. And 3, you're not wearing that big league uniform. So let's go. So as you know, I like to get on these kicks. It's not all about you, Tom, is what my brother Ed says under his breath. Moving on. As I was saying, I like to get on these kicks where I'll do a few episodes in a row with a certain theme in mind, whether it's a team or a state, a player's first game, last game, or best game. Of course, the best stories are the ones that are historic, but I tend to gravitate towards the more personal stories about players that had little, if any, playing time in the majors. And I keep coming across players whose one shot while in the big leagues they did something spectacular, or almost did, only to be sent back down to the minors, sometimes the very next day, sometimes for good. And instead of being a famous ball player who even your mom knows, or even somewhat known by those in the baseball community, you end up like most, known only by your kids. And that's only because you told them that one time that you used to be a pro baseball player. Then, without much coaxing from the wife, your one big baseball story comes out, and you tell them about that one great game you had that one time you were in the big leagues. The majority had a plan for life after baseball, even if it was just building cars, or selling car insurance. Others had no plans for after their baseball days and would go from odd job to odd job, never satisfied doing something they never pictured themselves doing, like being a grill cook at a lousy truck stop diner in the middle of the Arizona desert. You're home, your broken down RV in the back of the restaurant, with you drifting more and more into obscurity, thinking to yourself, when I was planning what to do after baseball, I didn't plan for it to go like this. It just slowly happened. Then there's the ex-players who spiral down quick because being a baseball player was who they were. It was their whole identity. It's what they've been doing pretty much their whole life. The theme of the moment is autographs from the 1955 Seattle Rainiers players and coaches. But I have a few home run episodes and some opening day shows and throw in a few brothers shows just to mix it up. You know, I like to mix it up a little bit. But enough about me. Let's talk about Lou. Luis Peter Ortiz, that is, nicknamed Lou, infielder, MLB debut. He never made one, but was on an MLB roster and on a few lineup cards, just never put in a game. Born 1923 in Albuquerque, New Mexico, but his mom and dad moved the 7 kids to San Diego, and that's when the 13-year-old Lou first started playing baseball, with his team going to the Little League World Series. In his first 2 years at San Diego High School, they won the state championship, And years later, Lou Ortiz was named Athlete of the Century by his old San Diego high school. Starting his career in 1946 with the St. Louis Cardinals organization as a 6'3", 210-pound infielder, but was first offered $300 a month to join the St. Louis Browns. But Lou and his wife wanted to start a family, so he went with other St. Louis team who matched the Browns' offers, plus threw in $1,000 so Lou could start his family. He played 5 full seasons with the Cardinals and their top affiliate, the Rochester Red Wings, who in 1950 and 1953 placed first in the International League. And in 1953, second baseman Lou led the league in assists and double plays turned, setting an International League record. Phillies scouts showed interest, calling him the best second baseman in the minors, and before long, Lou was on the Phillies for the start of their 1955 season and was there just long enough to have a baseball card included in the 1955 top set. And that's without even playing in a game that season. Or the season before. In fact, he never played in a single MLB game. Lou was on the Phillies roster, just never put in a game. Lou's thinking his manager is playing a joke, teasing the rookie. It's been a week. And in May, when it was time to cut the squad from 28 to 25, Lou heard those 5 words no player in any sport wants to hear. You didn't make the cut. And he was sent down to the Pacific Coast League Seattle Rainiers, who would beat champs in 1955, but Lou was not there for the celebration at the end of the season. Instead, he was off to the Richmond Virginians, who finished last in the IL League. But as luck would have it, he would finish the season on the first-place Minneapolis Millers in 1955, hitting 6 home runs in only his 26 games played there. Me, I like to get hypothetical about these players and then wonder, if they did have the choice, what would they have chosen? So I like to put myself in their shoes, or spikes if you will, and tell you what I would choose. It's not all about you, Tom, said my sister out loud. Moving on. All right then, if you had the choice between playing in only one MLB game during your entire pro career, or to have your own Topps baseball card but never once play in a big league game. Oh, you're there and you're wearing the big league uniform and in the dugout. Just never put in a game. Oh, you're kidding, right, Coach? It's been 2 weeks. Before you choose, I have this to say. Lou Ortiz has a real cool-looking baseball card that has everything going for it. It's a 1955 Topps, and he's wearing his Phillies uniform. The front has that in-action photo next to the headshot, and I always love it when cards show the team logo. The blue background really goes good with the red name banner and the red Phillies ball cap. Turn the card over and there's the usual nice words about the player, some stats, and next to that is a Topps Puzzlers cartoon drawing with a trivia question. And Lou's card has one of the great puzzler questions. The question is, what was the shortest home run ever hit in baseball? Answer, 2 feet, hit by Andy Euler of the Minneapolis Millers in 1900. It's true, the ball was lost in the mud in front of home plate. Andy Euler ran the bases for an inside-the-park home run. That much is fact. But there are varying versions of how the ball came off of his bat. A really neat historical fact to have on your baseball card. Having said all that about Lou's baseball card makes the decision even harder on your choice of playing in one MLB game or having your own Topps baseball card. But wait, besides Lou's 55 Topps standard issue card, he's also on the good side of a 1955 Topps doubleheader card wearing his Phillies uniform in a full body action shot of him throwing the ball while on the run. Another very cool looking card. At first, I thought easy decision, I want to be on a Topps baseball card. But the more I thought about it, it's not such an easy choice. Maybe going through that whole MLB experience and then being on the field during an actual game is a once in a lifetime feeling. Even if for only one game. You'll never get that feeling watching from the dugout. But the more and more I thought about it, I'm not sure what I'd do. I tend to look at it from the sentimental aspect of how it would feel to walk into a big league clubhouse for the first time, and putting on your major league uniform for the first time, then walking out onto an MLB field for the first time, warming up with the fellas before the game for the first time. You're just never put in a game. Oh, come on, Coach. It's been 3 weeks now. You almost get the full MLB experience except the part where you're actually get to play. And Lou is an unusual case of a player who never played in a major league ball game, but has a baseball card with him in an MLB uniform. But I'm ready to go in, coach, so don't say it. He was just never put in a game. Ah, shoot. And then it was over. 13 years of pro ball, almost all of it in AAA, finishing his career after playing in nearly 1,700 games with 163 homers as a minor leaguer. Lou did what a lot of players did back then to supplement their income and escape the cold weather. They would take a playcation by bringing the wife and kids with them when he played winter ball over the years, playing in Cuba, Puerto Rico, and Mexico. Must have been nice for the family to be together. What wasn't nice for the family was years later the passing of Lou's wife, Lois. He said things weren't the same. Instead of home-cooked meals at the dinner table, Lou said it was now TV dinners in front of the television. It's not too hard to imagine how difficult it would be eating alone after losing all that matters to you, that one person you could always talk to and count on to be there on the other side of the dinner table. And for decades, she was. Hence, now dinner's alone in front of the TV for Lou. As I come across all these stories from players my dad met when he was a kid back in the 50s, I always find it interesting the course their careers took, like how many teams they were on, which future and former stars they played with in the minors, their big league stories if they made it to the big leagues. Some of the things they got to see, hear, and do was because of their hard work and dedication that got them to where they are. But really, it's all about timing, and some say a little bit of luck, in some cases a lot. Sometimes they had no choice in certain situations. The decision was someone else's, despite how well you were playing ball at the time, and many things come into play in the business of pro sports. On top of that, there's life. John Lennon took Alan Saunders' line and made it more concise. Life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans. Sure, if Lou was a better big league ball player, he would have gotten into some games with the Phillies. But for the man of the moment, Lou Ortiz, this is one of those times when not having input in the plans worked out pretty good, because he got to experience being on a major league team for a few weeks and is on a 1955 Topps baseball card, turns out 2 of them, wearing a Philadelphia Phillies uniform, and that's without ever playing in a single major league baseball game. Oh, he was there. Just never put in a game. Oh, I get it now, coach. I get it. Haha, very funny. It's April Fool's Day. But it wasn't. They might mess with the rookie, but not 5 times like I just did. As for playing in one MLB game or being on a Topps baseball card, I think Lou Ortiz had the best of both worlds. Yeah, I'll go with that. It's not all about you, Tom, said somebody somewhere. Moving on.